What I'm showing you here is a beautiful orange color of paint, which is Pebeo Dyna, mixed with pouring medium and Floetrol and a little bit of water. I'll put the recipe also below. Might be a bit thick. I think I might want to add just a tiny bit more water while I'm talking here. That's better. So, in addition to this beautiful orange, I'm also going to be using this bright fluorescent green, which is an Amsterdam color. Again, I just need a touch more water. These paints have been sitting for a little while, so they thickened up, which will happen to you if you do that. And then I have this beautiful dark purple, which is also an Amsterdam color. So the purple, green, and orange are all mixed up, and they've all been mixed the same way. Let me see now, and I also have black, which has been mixed with Floetrol, pouring medium, and water. And I'm going to do a swipe today, which is something I really have not done an awful lot of, so this could be quite an experiment. So I am going to start with the orange. I think I'm going to do more orange than the other two colors, just because it's a pumpkin on a round canvas, as you can see. Oh dear, I didn't add any silicone. I wonder if I need to. I think I'll try without the silicone, because the Floetrol does have a tendency to swell up even without it. I don't know how these artists that make all these videos are able to talk through the whole thing. I just have a hard time talking and paint pouring or doing anything artistic wise. A bit more orange. I wasn't going to add white or use white, but I think I will use a little bit just as an additional swipe color. Okay, so now I'm going to put the black at the top here. So you may or may not have guessed that this is going to be kind of a pumpkin. A pretty colorful pumpkin. All right, here we go, ready to swipe. Just gonna make sure the canvas is covered before I go ahead with this. Okay. Well, all right, here we go. Ready to swipe. I can't talk while I do this, it's too hard. I'm back. So here we are the next day. It's almost dry. It's just a little wet spot in the center. And I like it. Looks good. Looks cute. So I think what I am going to do is try the same idea but with silicone. So I have a bit larger canvas. It's a circle again though. You can see the comparison to this one. Just a little bit bigger. So if this turns out well, then I have an idea to make a little wall display, Halloween themed wall display. I'm using all the same paints again, except the Artist Loft White has silicone in it. Just one drop of coconut milk hair serum. Not an awful lot, but I know that that coconut milk is quite reactive, so I think that's going to be enough. So here we go. This white does not have silicone in it. I think I am going to change it up a little bit and add a bit of gold. I seem to have an awful lot of space and I don't want to leave any blanks. And this gold is nice. This is satin enamels, I believe. So I did a couple of small test bits. And I learned that having silicone in the white only is definitely enough. I have a feeling it might even be too much, but we'll see, won't we? I'm just going to tilt it a little bit just to make sure that the canvas is completely covered. So far, looks good, I think. Oh, wait a minute. Okie dokie, so I am going to put some black at the very top here. I'm going to be swiping from this black area downwards, so I want to drag some of the black over top of the white and over top of the entire canvas. Alright, so this is the white with the silicone in it. Again, it's Artist Loft white. Give it a little bit of heat. Now I'm going to use a larger spatula. Holy moly, macaroni, lots of cells. I think I like it better with the cells though than without, like on the last one. I think it's cool, but then again, I am a bit of a cell fanatic. I think I'm about 70% happy with it. So that means I should probably leave it alone. So I'm going to stop now. I am notorious for doing too much and wishing I had stopped sooner. So I'm not sure I love it, but it is cool in some areas. So I shall leave it alone. It's just a canvas. Can always redo it. In the meantime, okie dokie. So here we are, day 2, and my smaller round canvas is completely dry. So my idea now is to make some pumpkin stems out of clay. So I forgot to turn the camera on initially, so here we go. The clay I'm using is cheapo dollar store Dollarama in Canada clay. It was $1.50 for this big chunk. And it is air dry. Really seems to be quite easy to work with. So I basically just shaped it like this, and gonna let it dry. It seems to be sticking to the canvas at this point, but if that doesn't hold after it dries, then I'll just glue it on. So here's the larger one. It dried overnight. Looks beautiful. Lots of shimmer and quite busy. I would have preferred if it had stayed a little bit less busy, but that's okay. I like it. So I'm going to see what I can do with this hunk of clay to make it into a stem looking object. Found myself some craft wire here, and I'm going to Well, good morning. It is the next day after making my little stems, and they dried really well, and they seem to be quite nicely stuck to the canvas. So I'm going to go ahead today and paint them. Got some Amsterdam brown. I was thinking of doing it gold, but I don't know. I'll start with the brown. I might put some gold in there. We'll see how it goes. down to the finish line as far as these little jack-o'-lanterns go. This one is complete, so I thought I would show you what I did to finish it up. I used the poured pieces. These are some of the ones that I haven't used up yet. So I used the ones that seem to have enough contrast to make the features, or the eyes, the nose, the mouth, eyebrows, everything. And then when I laid it down on the pumpkin, it didn't have quite enough contrast. So I'll show you what I mean here. This one. Oh, I did this one a little differently. So before, I ended up outlining this one with a black Posca marker. But with this one, I used black scrapbooking paper and glued the cutout pieces down to the black construction paper. So to get the design, I just went online and went to actually went to Pinterest and looked up some jack-o'-lanterns and found a couple that I liked and basically just drew them based on those outlines. There's lots of availability online to find some things that you probably would like. So I just drew the information, the outline on the back of these, cut them out. In this case, outlined or cut a second piece out just a little bit bigger out of the black and glued everything down. So now I'm just ready to glue this down. I'm just going to use some white glue that will turn clear when it dries. Just going to put a fair amount of glue down here so that it stays. And then probably what I'll do is I don't know, maybe I better not, but I was going to put a layer of varnish over top of everything just to seal it all in. It's probably not necessary to do that, so I probably won't. So these here are just, they are, I don't know, glass beads, balls, I don't know what you call them, that I had in my stash. I believe I got them at a dollar store. They were clear, so I just painted the back black. And they're fine like that. I thought I liked the look of this with one bigger than the other. So it looks like it's stuck pretty well just with the black acrylic paint. I'm doing this upside down, so I can't tell if it looks good or not. There we go. I think I'm pretty much finished. What do you think? I think they look adorable. I'm quite happy with them. I wasn't sure when I conceptualized the idea in my head whether it was going to work out or not, but it did. And these really stuck well by just molding them to the canvas as I was shaping it. They're very sturdy, don't look like they're going to fall off. So these could be hung on a wall or on a door, or stood up on a plate stand on a table or countertop. I'm back. I just decided that I should probably give you a close-up of these since I didn't do that before. So here's my little guy. Yeah, everything is nice and steady. There's no way that's coming off. If it did, I could probably just hot glue it back on, but and then the bigger one. I like them. I don't think I've ever seen anything like them. Maybe I'm the first one in the whole wide world to ever do something like this. Pretty unlikely. So anyway, thanks again, and we'll see you soon.